My two Satoshis, this is my two Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest. I'm stacking Toshis, yeah.
That's where you get the real news. Well, perhaps once, but
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is November 6th, 2020, and we still don't know who a president is, but that should be ending soon. Shout out to my man Ikari 2015 for the song request from Outkast, Spotty Yachty Dopalicious, from that classic album, Aquemini. Thanks for the song request, bro, and welcome, guys, to another episode. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Today, we are looking at some crazy stuff going on in the crypto markets. Cardano, it looks like they're one step closer to being more decentralized. Their D parameter in their protocol is now less than, in an hour or so, will be less than 0.5, meaning that there are more public staking pools out there that are confirming blocks than there is the privately controlled entities that were controlling most of the network prior to. So we're going to take a look at that. I'll give you the details on what those entities were and how they're transitioning away from that. I'm still not a fan of Cardano. Not yet. Not yet. It just hasn't shown improving anything. They're making strides now. It seems like that acceleration of updates and progress is happening with Cardano. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to take a look at that out of view today regarding the Cardano Decentralization milestone. Also, we've got Bitcoin, $63 million worth of shorts were liquidated today. We'll take a look at the details on that, and I'll tell you exactly what's going on the other side. So the longs are still there, and there's still a decent amount of shorts left. I'll give you the details on that and what that means. It kind of ties into my video from yesterday, where I talked about 97% of Bitcoin addresses now in the green. So, you know, it's kind of when we get to that all-time high, what is going to happen? I've had this conversation with many friends, had this conversation with Ken Bozak the other day, and he thinks we're going to see a sell-off right at 20,000. I don't know why. I still don't think we are, even though that's definitely a possibility, seeing that at 20,000, everyone will be in the green when it comes to Bitcoin, if you've got any. So we'll take a look at that article out of Decrypt Media. And lastly, to stake or not to stake, that is the question. ETH 2.0 is on the way. They're saying that it may be ready in December, but you got to understand what that means. That's phase 0 will be ready in December. Doesn't mean too much when it comes to performance at all. I think we're years away from really seeing the numbers they're promising, but they are taking steps forward. But I don't know if it's going to be too little, too late. But we're going to go over that, and I'll give you some sites that you could possibly use to pool your 32 ETH, or even less. If you don't have 32 ETH, you can use a pool to reap some of the benefits. I'll go through what the projections are looking like as far as percentages on yield from staking on ETH 2.0. You have to be the judge of that. I'll tell you and give you my two Satoshis on those numbers here in a second. All three articles coming up on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. Guys, find these types of videos informative. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And don't forget, get over to purevpn. They are extending that Halloween cyber sale. Grab a year subscription for 62% off of normal price. So check them out. You get a 7-day trial for, I think, 99 cents. Link in the description below. But again, I have to tell you guys, I mean, they're seen on the Huffington Post, Lifehacker, Yahoo Tech, and the list goes on. They're very popular. But again, it's not only about securing your private data and browsing anonymously online. One of the other benefits, again, is bypassing internet restrictions on some of the most popular streaming platforms. So get over there, use the link in the description below to get more discounts, purevpn.com. Let's take a look at the heat map we got today. Bitcoin is still up, but not as much as it was. It was over or around 16,000 earlier today. It is trading at 15,436 bucks, up 0.2%. Ethereum, though, however, is up 7% almost today, trading at 445 bucks. ADA's up a decent amount today, up 10%. That's Cardano. We'll be talking about them here shortly. And we've got a Litecoin up 3.4%. It's trading at $61.22. EOS up as well, but not as much. 2.2%, trading at $2.51. Neo is up heavily today, and Atom is up greatly. We got Link up 8%. That's crazy. Seeing finally the DeFi or DeFi related coins. It's not really technically a DeFi token, but DeFi related token trading at $11.99. Theta, I know there's some Theta fans out there. I'm not a huge fan of Theta simply because I don't think with the type of token float they have, price wise, you're not going to see much more. I mean, market capitalization is already at $679 million. So the growth there, if the market doesn't go up, is kind of, I don't know. But the platform, I hear, is pretty dope. But overall, pretty green day for the crypto community. Let's take a look at this first article that is about Cardano. And it is on its way, they say, to a decentralization milestone. Well, in a few hours, we should see the staking pools representing the majority of the blocks come from a decentralized part of the network. So currently, as it stands, guys, the Cardano network is running on a federated basis, and it includes IOHK, as you guys can see there, Emergo and Cardano Foundation. They are controlling, or was up until this point, a majority of the validations on the network. But as we head towards this less than 0.5 value with the D parameter, as you guys can see there, that parameter is basically going to continually decay down to 0 at some point. So we'll see how that pans out. You know, to me, decentralization is great, but you know, there's a happy medium, a happy balance that you have to have on your network. If you're too decentralized, no changes will ever be made, or very slow to be made. So you kind of want that decentralization to be a long tail. If you're heading toward that direction, it needs to be a long tail. I mean, it looks like that's what they're trying to do here. Eventually, it will go to 0, and then it'll be fully decentralized on the Cardano blockchain. Not sure when that point is. I'm not even sure if they know when that point is, but the decay of the D parameter is continually happening, and we'll see what happens. The actual public pools reach parity with the centralized entities back on November 2nd. So a few days ago is when it hit parity with the decentralized nodes. And they're saying by the end of the current era with Cardano, they're aiming to have at least 50 times more decentralization than other popular blockchains, including Bitcoin. So again, the decentralization by itself is not going to be enough to garner adoption or steal users from other blockchains. It has to be that plus more. I know there are a few Cardano fans out there. I'm not one of them on my channel, at least. So we'll have to see what happens. But this is a channel where I'm giving you updates on the most important information in crypto, not what I think is important. And so let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin. It is continuing its rally. As you guys can see, over the last month, it is up 45%. You see on the left-hand side there, the chart. And over the last 7 days, it's been up 14.8%, and this year to date, we're talking about 69%. So most of the gains for Bitcoin this year has come in the last month. So that tells you a lot of what's going on in the sentiment with Bitcoin right now. But yes, $63 million worth of shorts were liquidated yesterday, and you know, I just don't know who would be short in this type of environment with Bitcoin, seeing all the technicals that have broken, unless the shorts are some like automated algo systems, right? My algos right now, we're not short on Bitcoin. Would possibly be looking for a buy-in on the dip. But yeah, I don't know why you would be short, manually be short in this market. It just doesn't make any sense at all. However, the open interest still sits at about $132 million in shorts still out there. All right, but that is versus, if you take a look at the longs are still at $461 million. So the longs are still outpacing the shorts by a decent margin. But the big question here, guys, is at 20,000. You guys let me know in the comments below. At $20,000 Bitcoin, when we touch all-time highs, what is going to happen? Do you think we're going to see a big sell-off? Because at that point, As I talked about in yesterday's video, 97% of Bitcoin addresses are now in profit because of these prices we're at. However, at all-time highs, 100% of all Bitcoin addresses will be at, in profit. So I don't know if that's a trigger for a decent amount of people to start selling and bring some type of equilibrium to the market. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I personally think we're going to blow right past 20,000 as FOMO ensues. I don't think that seeing that 100% of people that bought prior to today are in the green is enough to have it sell off at that point. I'm like, we get this far, over the last, took what, 2-3 years to get back to where we are. If we took this long to get back to all-time highs, are we really going to just stop here? I don't think so. I think we're going to accelerate and the FOMO will start getting crazy. You're going to start again. I told you, CNBC is going to start reporting on it again and all the major outlets, and boom, that echo chamber is going to start, and the dumb money will start getting in to Bitcoin at that point and push it well beyond 20,000 in my opinion. But we'll have to see what happens. We'll definitely have to see what happens. But just wanted to let you know, $63 million worth of Bitcoin shorts were liquidated yesterday, which really caused that move up more, right? A short squeeze. I don't want to call this a short squeeze, but I'm just saying when you start running into the stop losses or liquidation points for shorts, that means that the position has to buy Bitcoin. So that adds more buying pressure to the market. This was not a short squeeze we saw yesterday, though. A short squeeze would have been 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 point move up. Very violent move up from bulls squeezing out the shorts. But lastly, let's talk about this ETH 2.0, to stake or not to stake. That is the question. ETH 2.0, guys, if you haven't heard, people are starting to stake their hard-earned real ETH over on the new platform, ETH 2.0. They are looking to roll out phase 0. This is not ETH 2.0 like in prime time, right? This is like phase 0. You have phase 1 and then I think phase 2. But this is the ground level of Ethereum 2.0. So the question here, though, is, what should you be doing? I told you guys many months ago to get your 32 ETH together in preparation for this day, or next month. They're saying they're launching phase 0 on ETH 2.0. So what should you do? Well, let's just take a look at what the stipulations are right now. So one thing you have to understand, if you do stake, okay, if you stake those, whatever it is, if you go through a pool, and we'll talk about that here in a second, but if you go through a pool, or if you have that 32 ETH and are ready to commit, once you take that and convert over to the new chain, the beacon chain, it's what it's called. If you do that, it's no reversing. Those funds are locked indefinitely at this point. We don't really know how long. All right, so that's number one. You need to remember that. So you can't go back after you stake those tokens. Second thing is, these yields here right now with this network are ranging. They're saying the top range is 20%, but realistically you're probably looking between 8 and 15%. And the thing is, a range of 20% at the top, that means that's kind of the best you're going to ever get on Ethereum staking with them. Okay, because the more people that come on to the network, the lower that yield is going to come. They have to divvy out more of those funds to more people. So keep that in mind. You're probably going to get even better returns through some of these DeFi projects that run on the Ethereum network, but that's something to keep in mind. So in my opinion, I think at this point, I know I told you guys to get the 32 ETH, stack that up, and be prepared for this moment. But I'm thinking the best thing for you to do is, because you'll probably be able to make more money off that Ethereum doing DeFi projects and participating in various things like that, or even trading Ethereum if you know how to do that. Take maybe a third of those Ethereum tokens and stake them with a pool. That way you don't have to commit the full 32 ETH to that staking operation and then not know how long those funds are going to be locked up. There is a possibility, though, that you will see some very creative financialization going on where they're going to tokenize possibly these staked ETH tokens, right? So then that'll allow you to kind of move around and possibly sell those. So you'll have a way to liquidate even though you may be staked. Of course, that's going to be sold at a discount, right? You can go that route as far as finding a pool where you can stake with them whatever amount you want to. I think with rocketpool.net, I'll leave a link in the description for this one. I think this company lets you pull as low as 0.01 ETH. As you guys can see, as little as 0.01 ETH. All right. And instantly receive our ETH, a tokenized staking deposit. So they're already doing that, but this is going to be available for ETH 2.0 as well. So that's something you can look into. So just wanted to let you guys know that they're saying that phase 0 will be rolling out next month. We'll see about that. It's possible, but you got to remember there's a lot of money at stake here. The biggest move ever in crypto. 40 billion at stake. So they've done audit after audit. We know that. But it's still a big move, and I'm just not sure how many are going to make that leap over, because I think you'll be getting more money from being a miner with that same amount of money. You probably make more from mining than from staking on ETH 2.0. But at some point, people got to move over to secure the network. We'll see how this all plays out. It's all a big experiment, that's for sure. Let me know your comments in the section below on what are you going to do. Are you preparing to stake on phase 0 with ETH 2.0 blockchain? If so, are you going to do it through a pool, or are you going to run your own node? There's a lot of responsibility with running your own node. As you guys may know, you'll be penalized if you don't have a certain uptime and all these different guidelines you have to follow if you're going to run your own node. I don't know if it's worth it at this point. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Shout out again to Ikari 2015 for the song request. Outcast, Spotty Yachty, Dopalicious. Found this video informative, guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. Happy Friday. I'm out of here. Holla.